told you there's no one else above you? Fill my heart with gladness, take away all my sadness, ease my troubles, that's what you do. For the morning sun and all its glory meets the day with hope and comfort too. You fill my life with love, and somehow you make it better. Ease my troubles, that's what you do. There's a love that's divine, and it's yours and it's mine, like the sun. And at the end of the day, we should give thanks and praise to the one. Have I told you lately that I love you? Have I told you there's no one else above you? Fill my heart with gladness, take away all my sadness, ease my troubles, that's what you do. There's a love that's divine, and it's yours and it's mine, like the sun. And at the end of the day, we should give thanks and praise to the one. And have I told you lately that I love you? Have I told you there's no one else above you? You fill my heart with gladness, take away my sadness, ease my troubles, that's what you do. Take away all my sadness, fill my life with gladness, ease my troubles, that's what you do. Take away all my sadness, fill my life with gladness, ease my troubles, that's what you do.
Good morning, everyone. Is this on? Is that on? Good morning, everyone. Yep. Good morning, everyone. Can you hear me? Yep. Good morning and welcome to Janice's service today. My name is Maxine and I've been given the privilege of speaking in Janice's honour today. Also to those people who are live streaming the service this morning, a very welcome. To open today's service, I'm going to be reciting the Lord's Prayer. So for those of you who would like to join me in reciting, please feel free to do so. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Amen. Today we are here to celebrate the life of a lovely, gracious lady who has been lost to us. Janice Leslie Gow has touched many lives over her journey, both young and old, and it is with heavy hearts that we farewell her today. Sincerest heartfelt sympathy goes to her children and partners. Daryl, who's deceased, Leanne and Ross, Fiona and Dominic and Stuart. Also to her 6 grandchildren, Tiana, Ashley, James, Taylor, Anthony and Liam. Her 4 great-grandchildren, Amani, Aisha, Isla and Nellie. Her siblings and also to her dearest friends. Most of you in attendance today are Janice's family. You all held a special place in her heart as she did in yours. Life will never be as it was. Her passing has left a great emptiness in all of your lives. So in the short time we have here this morning, we will celebrate Janice's life. We will continue to tell her story and support her family and dear friends who are left behind. Whatever your relationship was with Janice, I ask you to feel free to be at one with your sorrow and your sadness, also of your memories. But I also ask you to feel the gladness, remember the happiness and the purpose of a life so very well lived. The family would like me to especially thank the staff at PS Hobson Aged Care for their constant care and humility, amazing compassion that they've showed to the family. Also to the many people who have sent messages, food, flowers, your kindness will always be remembered, so thank you. As we move through the service today, we will be celebrating Janice's life. You will share in some stories of her life, and there may be times when you're brought to tears or times when you'll smile or laugh at a story you can personally relate to. All I ask is you feel free to allow your emotions to surface and be expressed in words, in tears, in reflection, or in whatever way is meaningful to each of you. It's my privilege now to share Janice's life from the beginning. So Janice Leslie Barbie was born in Colac on the 2nd of March 1937 to her parents, Stanley John Barbie and Dorothy Flora Jane Barbie, or Trotter, as was her maiden name. Janice had 8 siblings, Vernie, Keith and Ronnie, who were all deceased, then Joan and Alan, who's deceased, Shirley, all older than her, and then 2 younger sisters, Bev and Gwen. Janice grew up in a happy family with her brother and sisters. The family home was in Ballarat. She attended Redan Primary School and then went on to Ballarat High School for her secondary school years until about age 15. When she left school, Janice worked at Paddle Shoe Factory for many years, and it was during this time that she met Ian Bartlett and they shared the love of a child, Daryl. They parted ways and she met and married William McGregor Gow in Ballarat on the 26th of May, 1967. Janice was known for her beautiful blue eyes. She was always immaculately groomed, a very confident woman, could be quite forthright. If she had something to say, she would say it. Janice was very house proud, a place for everything and everything in its place. Janice and Bill had 3 children, Leanne, Fiona and Stuart. And Janice was a wonderful mum. She always put her children first. She was firm but fair. She was a no-nonsense mother, loved her children dearly, but raised them well, ensuring they had good values and morals. She was very set in her ways. She was very supportive of the kids' sport and went to all their games of football and basketball to cheer them on from the sidelines. Janice was mostly a stay-at-home mum whilst the kids were young, but in later years she did a bit of house cleaning and worked as a cleaner at White's Florist. Apparently it was well known that Janice was a bad driver. I'm not sure if you all know that. She was always running into the back of other cars. And when the kids were young, a number of times she ran out of petrol whilst driving them to school. That wasn't the worst of it. She was still wearing her dressing gown and had rollers in her hair. Holidays were always spent at Torquay or Ocean Grove in an on-site caravan. She was also very caring of others and would help anyone in need. When her children became teenagers, she would welcome their friends into her home in Otway Street. She loved to feed people. She was always baking slices and banana pancakes for them all. Bill and Janice parted ways, and funnily enough, she rekindled her friendship with Ian Bartlett. They had found their way back to each other and spent the next 20 to 30 years of their lives as true companions. She was fiercely independent and remained in her own home. They were always out and about. Ian was a chef and took her to some lovely fancy restaurants. She would sip on brandy Alexander cocktails and smoke her menthol cigarettes. Janice loved music and would play her records on her record player whilst she fluffed about in the house. She also loved to go to bingo with her sisters, and in later years she would go twice a week with her daughter Fiona. As her children grew and made their own lives, she welcomed their partners, friends, grandchildren and great-grandchildren. She loved to know what each of them were up to and was extremely proud of all of their achievements. Janice's grandchildren were her world. She adored all of them. She used to have them stay over when they were little, and they would all sleep in her bed with her. She looked forward to their regular visits. She loved knowing how they were all going. She loved to watch Tiana play basketball and James play football, and at every annual ballet recital for Ashley, she would be in the foyer with a big bunch of flowers to congratulate her at the end of the recital. Janice also had 3 grandchildren over in the West, Taylor, Anthony and Liam, and loved her precious time with them whenever she got to go to Perth. She openly shared her love amongst her beloved grandchildren. They all loved her, and she had a special place in her heart for each of them. Janice had a few passions in her life, St Kilda Football Club being one of them. Can't blame her for that. Reading Mills and Boon books. She always had one of them on the go. She loved Take 5 and That's Life magazines, doing all the word searches and puzzles. She was obsessed with Princess Diana and was devastated when she was killed. Janice had a huge heart. She was a warm and loving mother, mother-in-law, nan, sister, and loyal friend. She took each of her roles in her life seriously, giving them all the importance they deserve. Janice never travelled overseas, only to Surfers Paradise and to Perth, where Fiona and Stuart both settled. She would often visit and loved to relax and share a Baileys on ice with Fiona. Janice moved into P.S. Hobson's aged care about 5 years ago. She was really happy here. She was diagnosed with dementia about 4 years ago, and it was hard on all the family. COVID brought with it more sadness when Janice's son Daryl passed away. She was always so proud of his musical talent. She would proudly tell everyone what a beautiful voice he had. Janice sadly passed away on Boxing Day, 26th of December 2022. She closed her eyes for eternal rest. She was 85 years of age. Janice Leslie Gow was the pillar of your family. Life will not be the same without her. Janice's legacy will live on through her family and all those who were fortunate enough to be called her friends. I hope today it gives you all some comfort to think of her now at peace, reunited with her loved ones passed away before her, particularly her son Daryl, listening to him play guitar and singing her some sort of beautiful song. We're going to have some tributes now, or one tribute. So if I could invite Fiona to come forward, and Fiona's going to read a poem for us called Mum. Do you want me to hold it for you? You're right. I hope you can see it. You just push that up as it goes.
I knew if we knew as kids what we know now, Mum, we probably wouldn't have made things so hard for you. We would have understood that you were looking out just for our best interests. Even though it didn't seem like it at the time, we would have known just how hard it was for you to stand back and watch the kids that you love so much learn from their own mistakes. We would have realised how lucky we were to have a mum like you, who was always there for us, even after an argument, even after we said things that we shouldn't have. While it's too late for a lot of things, it's not too late for us to tell you, and we hope you know, that we appreciate how loving you were, how giving you always were. We may not have always been good at showing it, but we loved you more than words could ever say. A part of you will live on in our hearts forever. Rest easy, Mum.
Thank you, Fiona. There is a saying that I thought summed Janice up. Some people come into our lives and quickly go. Others stay for a while and leave footprints on our heart, and we're never, ever the same. Janice has touched many lives over her journey, both young and old, and I'm sure you all feel emptier for her death. There is no doubt that Janice has had a wonderful full life and a wonderful loving family that have shared it with her. She leaves her memories that will all give you comfort. Memories come in many different forms. A word someone may say that will suddenly recapture a time, an hour, or a day that will bring her back as clearly as though she was still here. Even though Janice has taken her last steps on this earth, you will no longer hear the sound of her voice or feel the touch of her hand. It is her precious memory that will live on. Let us continue to recall her gifts, her joy, her sparkling personality, and her enthusiasm for life. I encourage you all to continue to tell her story, speak her name often. Each story will be different as she has been different to each one of you, but as long as she is remembered and her stories are told, her memory will live on for many, many years to come. Janice had a deep love for all of you, and the following words are a tribute to that endearing, unconditional love. To be loved truly by someone is a rare thing. A mother's love, a sister's love, a nan's love, and a friend's love is something that is never lost. It is a love that can't be described. If love is one thing that can be passed down from generation to generation, then Janice has certainly done her job. For the love that was in her heart is now in yours, and you will never forget her. Her love surrounds you every day. She is a part of you all forever. All who were privileged to have known her found that she gave life substance. She spread kindness and love to everyone around her. And so I ask that you don't be sad today that she has gone. Be thankful that she lived and that you were all a part of Janice's life. Tenderly and reverently we commit Janice's body to the earth, from which all life comes and to where all life in the end returns. We are grateful for the life that Janice has lived and for all that life has meant to us. We are glad Janice lived. We are glad we saw her face and felt the pressure of her hand. We cherish the memories of her words, her deeds, and her character. We cherish her friendship, and most of all, we cherish her love. Earth to earth, ashes to ashes, dust to dust. As a final dedication, I'll be reading a poem. The poem is called I Am the Gentle Autumn's Rain. Imagine this is Janice saying this to you. Do not stand at my grave and weep. I am not there. I do not sleep. I am 1,000 winds that blow. I am the diamond glints on snow. I am the sunlit light on ripened grain. I am the gentle autumn rain. When you awaken in the morning's hush, I am the swift, uplifting rush of quiet birds in circled flight. I am the soft stars that shine at night. Sorry. Do not stand at my grave and weep. I am not there. I do not sleep. My spirit is free. Sorry, everyone. My spirit is free. My soul has wings. I'll pull from the throat of a bird that sings. I'll ride on the wind. I'll float on the clouds. I'll twinkle with stars in night's velvet shroud. Sorry. Sorry, everyone. I'll shine with the sun as it circles the earth. I'll be there at dawn when the new day gives birth. I'll ride on the ether, silent and free, a world of my own. Please don't cry for me. We will now leave the memory of our beloved Janice in peace. With endearing love and respect, we bid her farewell. May you find richness and example in your memories of Janice. May you find strength and support in your love for one another, and may you all find peace in your hearts. Family and friends, that concludes our service today for Janice. Thank you all for being a part of this celebration of life. Please take your time to say your goodbyes whilst we listen to our final piece of music. Thank you. I'm so sorry.
It's fine. That's fine.
From those sweet peace, seeing this it makes my trouble cease. The sun is hiding, even a big star. It stretches right across the sky. It's all it seems so far. And all I do is look into your eyes. Oh, that special touch of paradise. Just a touch of paradise. Just a special touch of paradise. You hold my hand. Doesn't take long, no. All this love that stretches out across the land, where rainbows fly, as we walk in the sun. And all I do is look into your eyes. Oh, that special touch of paradise. Just a touch of paradise. Just a special touch of paradise. Such a spring and autumn sweet.
That'd be mum saying it's too loud.
Those sweet peace, seeing this it makes my trouble cease. The sun is hiding, even a big star. It stretches right across the sky, so it seems so far. And all I do is look into your eyes. Oh, that special touch of paradise. Just a touch of paradise. Just a special touch of paradise. You hold my hand. Doesn't take long, no. All this love that stretches out across the air, where rainbows fly, as we walk in the sun. And all I do is look into your eyes. Oh, that special touch of paradise. Absolutely. I'll tell you where you yeah, I'm okay with it.